get to the bank. I deposit this check. I deposit like $2,000. She gives me my receipt. She says, your available balance is $700.
What's happening? No capping. We with AO, about to get a plate bowl. Pull up to the table. Let's go.
So a lot of people think they will not be a victim of identity theft. And I totally get it, because I never would have thought that I would have ever had my identity stolen. But I'm gonna be real with you all today. I've had it stolen about maybe 2 or 3 times that I could remember. And today we're gonna talk about how to avoid your identity being stolen. What are some things you can put into place? What are some things that can help you really protect yourself, your spouse, and your entire family, including your kids? Because believe it or not, kids' identity are being stolen as well. And so before I get into today's show and how we really walk through today's process of what can we do to protect ourselves, 2 quick things, man. If you're listening to this on podcast, thank you so much for being faithful. Thank you so much for rocking with your boy. And if you just saw today's show, because I'm going to get to how my ex stole my identity, and you know what? I want you to hit that subscribe button. If you just came here today just to hear because it's a cool title and it's a real title, it's a real story, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching me on YouTube, thank you for being a part of the family. But I want to make sure that I help all of us maximize the year 2022. And so I really want you to be a part of the family. So share this video, hit the subscribe button, and be a part of the family. And today, before we get into the show, I want to thank today's partner because I've partnered with this amazing organization. And today's video is sponsored by Aura. They are a world-class identity theft protection software, and I'll tell you more about them later on in today's video. But keep it locked, because they are partnering with me to give you an amazing deal to help you put some things into place to protect you and your family. But let's go all the way back to like the early 2000s. I was like 20 years old, and you guys, I was this young rookie in the collection agency world, right? I was rising to the top. I was collecting a lot of money. And so at that particular time, my boss asked me to move to Jacksonville, Florida, when I was right about 21 years old. Actually, it's 20 because I celebrated my 21st birthday in Jacksonville, Florida. And so when he comes to me and says, hey man, you're doing great. I want you to move out to Jayville, Florida, and I want you to help us build this new building. I was like, cool, great, no problem. So they moved me to Jacksonville, Florida. I get out there. I'm this young rookie. I'm this young vet. And y'all, you can't tell me nothing, because I mean, I'm making good money at that time. I think I was making like close to $4,000 a month. I think I was making like $2,400 a month, plus commission, about anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. So back then, that was pretty good money for a 20-year-old, $4,500 to $5,000 a month. And so, man, when you got that kind of money, you know what I'm saying, you attract some ladies. So I attracted this good looking, because I think beauty comes, I think there are attractive people, and I think there's beautiful people. Beautiful means outside and inner. I think attractive is only talking about outside. So I'm gonna leave it right there respectfully. I met this attractive, nice looking, I don't wanna be disrespectful on the show, lady. I was gonna call her something else, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna be respectful. And man, I'll be honest with you all, because at the table we keep it real, we keep it relevant, and we keep it relatable. She was attractive, but at the same time, I was still new in my Christian walk, and I had some lust in my eyes. And I was like, man, she is fine. And so just like any young man with money, I pursued her because I was pursuing the looks. I was pursuing something that was absolutely, gorgeous in my eyes. And so we started talking, for about a couple of months, 2 or 3 months. And man, something happened, and I told her, yo, listen, how about you just come live with me? And so I moved this young lady into my house. And y'all, I'm setting this story up so you can understand where I'm going. I will never forget when I get to her house to pick up her and her son to move in with me. Her mom came out and her mom told me she is not the one for me. She's going to lie to me and she's going to steal from me. This is her own mother. She says, I love my daughter, but she is not the one for you. She's going to lie to you and she's going to steal from me, Anthony. And I was like, no way. She hasn't lied to me and she hasn't stolen anything from me. Mama, you crazy. And I thought Mama was just trying to stop us from moving in together because Mama was a very strong spiritual woman, you know, and just like my parents, just very strong. Don't believe in shacking up. Don't believe in living together. And I get it. But I was like, I'm a grown man. You know, I'm about to be 21. And so I moved her in. And, you know, some of y'all call it toxic. That was just a toxic relationship. And we had a very interesting relationship. A lot of arguing, a lot of cussing each other out. Y'all, even to the point where this young lady even cussed out my own mom. My own mother. And I still went back to her. I still stayed with her. Even to the point to where she cheated on me several times. And I caught her with her son's father. And so making a long story short with that, I got tired of it. And we got into a very bad argument. Nothing physical, nothing like that, but just a very heated, very bad argument. And she left. I kicked her out the house. You know, at that time in my life, that was right around the time that I was working hard to pay off my debt, right? And about 3 or 4 months later, I started just noticing that my account balances would be a little low. And I was like, dang, man, did I spend that much money? And I was like, whoa, okay. And I never really noticed it because you know why? I didn't have things in place. I didn't have a budget in place. I wasn't monitoring my bank account. I was just swiping my money. I would get paid. I'll go pay off this debt. I'll go out here with some friends and chill. But I didn't really have a system put in place. Now, mind you, my father gave me a budget form when I first got out of being homeless, right? But I didn't really stick to it. And I was playing around in areas. I didn't really have a plan that I was following at that particular time. And so I got this large commission check. I want to say it was about, when I think about it now, it was about like $2,000. And when I got the check for $2,000, I'm excited. I'm like, yo, I got another $2,000 account. Boom, I'm about to go pay off this. I'm about to go out here with my friends, get some, you know, that's where I think it was back then, like 2 for 10, get 2 drinks for $10. Let me just go out here and chill with my people. So I go to the bank because back then, how many of y'all remember this? CJ, how many of y'all remember getting the physical check? Back then, it really wasn't direct deposits. It was, you got the physical check right before lunch, then you can go to the bank to deposit your check. So I got that deposit, not the deposit, I got the check, boom. I went over to the bank to deposit it. I'm like, yeah, you can't tell me nothing. Whoa! I get to the bank. I deposit this check. I deposit like $2,000. She gives me my receipt. She says, your available balance is $700. Hey, ma'am, you must have gave me the wrong receipt. She was like, what you mean? I was like, no. You gave me the wrong receipt. She was like, no, son, you gave me this, and this is what I gave you. This is your receipt. I said, ma'am, I gave you $2,000. You're telling me my available balance is $700 and something. No, ma'am. That doesn't make sense. She said, no, son, it does make sense. You were overdrawn. And I was like, I was not in the negative. What are you talking about? No. Y'all, mind you, just about like earlier that week, I checked the account because I was going out here to get some gas. I was, I didn't check my budget. I just checked my account. I got money in the account. Boom, great. And actually back then, you didn't check it. You called the number. How many of y'all remember calling a number and to hear the voice? Your available balance is da-da-da-da-da. Back then we didn't have the really online just yet. We called the back of the car, type in your available balance is this. Okay. And back then the available balance didn't have pending in it. It didn't say your available balance is $322 and pending transactions are da 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 da. No, they just told you available. Pending was not in that. So really, that wasn't what was available. So me and the lady going back and forth. And I said, ma'am, I need an explanation. I don't understand what you're saying. Like I have not spent more money than what I've had in my bank account. And I'll be honest with you all, back then, I really wasn't. Like I really was looking at that what's pending, and then I would minus that from what's my available rate. And so I was very mindful of that because I didn't want to go to negative. I was already in check systems about a year before that because of all the negative debt that I had. I had just got my name cleared out of check systems, so I didn't want to go back into check systems. Some of y'all probably know what I mean by check systems. Check system was if you owed the bank money. Check system was if you was always writing negative checks and they were bouncing, they would put you in check systems where you could not open up a checking account because you would either overdraw your account and leave it in negative and you end up owing the bank money from your checking account. So I had just got my name clear from check systems. I'm like, yo, I'm not doing that. So you guys, she prints off this loan sheet, and this is very important for y'all to hear this. She prints off my bank statements, the same statements that if I would have went online, I could have saw for myself. And she showed me that over the last 3 or 4 months, there are payments of like $200. There are payments of like $400. Even one of them was up to $700, and they're all from a hair store. And I'm sitting here like, a hair store? The first thought that came to my head was my barber. Was like, whoa. My hair only costs $20 to get a haircut. And back then, can I be real? I'm gonna put myself out there. Can I be real? Back then, yeah, I was doing the Beijing. You know what I'm saying? I was doing the Beijing where they put that little black stuff all in your hair, let it sit there. It's like, I was doing that. And that was about like $50. But it wasn't $250. It was not $700. I'm like, yo, what is my barber doing? Like, what was he doing all this time? And then it hit me. I wasn't giving him my debit card. I was paying cash. So I called my barber to see, like, yo, bro, you robbing from me? He's like, yo, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not me. That's not the name of my company. And so the lady had gave me the name and the number of the company that was on the account. She said, hey, son, go do your research. And if this is fraud, if you did not purchase this, then come back to the bank and we can do a dispute. And I was like, a dispute? She was like, yeah, and that dispute can take about 14 to 30 days, depending on the dispute, but we can give you a provisional credit. And I was like, a provisional credit? She said, yes, a provisional credit simply means that we will put it there, we will put the money back in your account temporarily while we're doing the case. And the money will stay there if we come back and find out it was fraud, or if it wasn't fraud, we pull the money back. So I said, ma'am, file a dispute. I filed a dispute. I remember signing all these pieces of paper. It took them about like 72 days to put the provisional credit in my account. Throughout the 72 days, I started doing my own research. And you guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I was hurt. I was emotional because after doing my own investigation, I found out that this was the hair store that my ex at the time, right before that, was going to get her hair. And so when we broke up, I had thought that I lost my debit card, but I totally forgot that I had gave her my debit card to put some gas in her tank the day before we broke up. She just never gave it back to me because sometimes we'll always go out to dinner together with me, her, and her son. And I go, babe, you got my card? Yeah, she'll give me my card back, but I never got the card back. And I honestly thought I just lost it. To only find out I didn't lose it, she kept it. And she was purchasing hair, weave, wigs with my information. And I didn't have nothing in place to alert me, to let me know, hey, this is happening. I didn't have nothing in place to let me know that someone is charging my card. Someone has stolen my identity. And y'all, it hurt, one, because it was someone who I honestly invited into my home. It was someone that I invited her and her son into my home that I was loving. It was rough. And y'all, it took about a whole month and a half to get that credit with the bank. I'll be honest. I got the provisional credit, stayed on my account. I was able to prove that it wasn't mine. And, since then, I've been very, 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 as much as I possibly can, just watchful and putting things into place to protect myself. And I know you're probably thinking, like, Anthony, well, why are you telling us this story? Because identity theft is real, and it's a lot more common than you think. And I wrote down some notes because I'm starting to write down more notes as I do these shows, because I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all one, practical information and giving you the correct stats and making sure that I'm not all over the place. Because as a preacher, y'all know I can go all over the place. But identity theft is real. Every 6 seconds, there is a victim of identity theft in the United States. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Someone's identity was just stolen. And here's the truth, it's only getting worse. You see, identity theft has doubled from 2019 to 2021. And in fact, Americans lost $5.9 billion to fraud last year. These are regular people like you and like myself. We're not talking about millionaires. We're not talking about billionaires. We're not talking about celebrities. We're talking about people like you, like your spouse, like your kids, like your loved ones, like myself, who have lost their identity to someone else because they didn't have things put into place to protect themselves. And at this point, there's this interesting stat that says you're more likely to have your identity stolen than your own car. And I've had my car stolen. So if we don't have things put into place to protect us, if you're working hard to get out of debt and to build wealth for your future, if you're working hard to build wealth to start a business so you can live life and enjoy life and do the things you want to do with your family, if you're getting up every single day, taking your kids to school, going to work as a single mother, coming back home, getting your kids situated with homework and cooking dinner and dating and being a family person, if you're working hard Monday through Friday, putting in all this hard labor for someone else to steal the fruit of your labor, for someone else to sit here, let you go do all this work, let you go put in all this time, for them to sit behind their computer, for them to be close to you like a friend, smile in your face, be on the computer, stealing your stuff. She's working. He's working. Oh yeah, let me get this. Let me steal her. Let me steal his identity. Let me do this. Nah. It's time for you to protect yourself and your loved ones with the right identity theft protection. It can save you countless of dollars, thousands of dollars. And you know what? And even time. Because I remember I couldn't sleep for a couple of days because I was going through this whole identity situation. And identity theft protection I personally trust is Aura. It is Aura. Aura is honestly the very best identity theft protection out there. But before we get to Aura, there are two main things that I really want to sit here, and three things total, but two main things before then. When it comes to protecting yourself from identity theft, there's three main things. Number one is, you guys, I want to advise you. One thing that I do is I look at my bank account every single day. Let me be honest with you. I look at my budget, okay? And I look at my bank account every day. Check this out. When I open up my bank account, I do not just look at the available balance. I go and look at all the transactions within the last 24 hours. Okay. I'll look at all of the transactions that happen. I'll look at the name, I'll look at the amount, and I'll make sure that I recognize them. That's just something that I do to really feel even better. But here's a good thing too. Aura does that as well for you. It's great. Like Aura is amazing. But I want to encourage you to physically log into your bank account or bank accounts and look at all of your transactions every single day. And then also with this too, when you go into your bank account, uh, ask them to send you alerts of all debit, and if you have a credit card, oh Jesus, well, forget that. All debit, any card alerts and any transactions over a certain amount. So for me, anytime my debit card is swiped, it sends me a push notification. And anytime my account is withdrawn, let's say like ACH or automatically anything above $100, it sends me an automatic notification. Anytime there is money deposited into my account for any kind of amount, it sends me a text notification. What am I telling you? Is that you should be really detailed into your funds. So I would advise you to do the same thing as me. One, pull up your account every day, look at it, look at all the transactions, confirm the transactions or your transactions. Then number two is turn on text notification or email notifications, whichever one is best for you over above a certain amount. Anytime my debit card is charged, because let me tell you how scammers get you. They'll charge you for 99 cents. They'll put 50 cents on there to see if the card will go through, to see if the card is actually active and working. And so I've caught several of those, especially over the last 2 weeks with Aura. I've actually gotten a notification from both of my texts and from them saying, hey, did you do this? I'm like, what is this? So I am aware of it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, cool, great. I am aware of it. Great, thank you so much. So that's number one. Number two is you need to pull your credit report, okay? Some people say check it once or twice a year. No, me, I check it at least bare minimum once a quarter. But sometimes because this world is just getting very, very funny, I'm checking mine at least once a month because something can happen within 30 to 45 days. And so I'm very cautious of that. I have several different systems that I put into place. And what I love about our Aura is Aura, they put it all into one place. One place. Credit monitoring, you name it, financial monitoring, all into one place. So number one is yourself. Tell your bank to send you notifications. You look at your bank account and your transactions every single day. Number two, pull your credit report and make sure that everything is right. Make sure no new addresses are on there. Make sure nothing is fraudulent on there and just monitor it, okay? It may cost you about 20 to 30 bucks a month to pull it and to monitor it, but hey, check this out. This is why I love Aura. You can go to aura.com, aura.com/Anthony ONeal, because Aura is giving my tribe, yes, you, 14 days free. And then after the 14 days free, because they love me and you so much, they are giving you 40% off. Now, Anthony, what are you talking about? Like, well, okay, what is, give me, what all does Aura offer? I'm giving it to you. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN password management, and antivirus software all combined into one easy to use app or website. Now, I have it on my phone and I absolutely love it. It is so easy because I love it's all in one. So while I'm still going to physically go onto my actual bank account and to look at things, I can do it all in this one app as well. So I'm checking both. One is sending me push. I got two people sending me notifications. Okay. And I love that. You see, they monitor the dark web for your emails, passwords, and social security numbers, and will alert you if your registered information is exposed. Here's the key word right there, registered. Listen, I put my passport in there. I put all of my debit cards in there. I put my company card on there. I put all of my financial institutions, all of my bank accounts, all of my savings account. I put my date of birth. I put my address. I put everything inside of this because I want to be notified anytime someone uses my information. If my passport is on the dark web, it sends me a push notification. If my driver's license was used somewhere, they're going to send me a notification. The key thing is registered. So if you have kids, you need to put your kids' social security number, your kids' date of birth, your kids' information on there. So this way, if someone is trying to use your kids' information, you're going to get that notification. You are going to get that notification. They protect and they monitor everything that you registered. Everything. If it's registered, they're continually searching the web, especially the dark web, making sure that you are aware, like, hey, did you know your information was over here? Hey, did you know your information was over here? When it comes to fraud, every second matters. Connect your debit cards and bank accounts and get notified of any changes up to 4 times faster than any of our competitors. And I'm not going to name anybody else because I don't like it. But I was using someone else. I'm going to tell you this right now. They were not as quick as them. They were not as quick as them. I literally just spent some money to get a new monitor for CJ, my producer here in the studio, so we can better serve you all, and we can do our videos quicker, and so he can edit quicker, right? And so I spent a lot of money. Do you know that Aura sent me a push notification within a matter of like 15 minutes saying, hey, this amount was just on your bank account? And I was like, whoa. So not only did I get a push notification from my bank, also Aura, within minutes. I'm feeling good. I am feeling protected. And here's something I really do love is their VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by keeping your browsing history and personal information safe and encrypted. This is great for when you're like traveling. Just the other day, I was traveling out to Las Vegas. And when I got to the airport, I'm always traveling, right? I'm always on, if I'm on Delta, if I'm on Southwest, I log on to their Wi-Fi. If I'm in an airport, I log on to their free Wi-Fi. And I've heard so many stories of logging on to unsecured free Wi-Fi places. And that's how scammers get your information. You go on there, you purchase something online, they're watching it, they're copying that information, they're getting your credit cards, your debit cards, your bank stuff, and they're taking that and they're using that over here to purchase things. Well, VPN, Aura is going to give you a VPN and you can stay anonymous online. And it's keeping your browsing history and your personal information safe and encrypted. And I love it because what you're going to do is when you download it, because it's free. It's free for 14 days. Check this out. Listen, try this. Every time now, because I have the app on my phone and I have it on my computer. When I got to the airport and I put it on my iPad, right? When I put it on my iPad, it was beautiful. When I logged on to the Wi-Fi, you see VPN goes above the Wi-Fi. It lets me know I'm protected. So whether I'm on free or paid or wherever, I am protected. And it keeps your stuff private and encrypted, which is why I love this. Did you know that one of the things that airlines do or hotels do is they track your browse history? Oh, wait, you came to us yesterday to look for this airline ticket. You came back today. So you're looking for the best price. So you missed out yesterday. We're going to go up a little bit more because we see you're searching. Oh, you're looking for this hotel room. You came 2 days ago. You're back today. Wait a minute. We're going to go up because you're seriously looking for a hotel room. So with VPNs, because it keeps your stuff private and your history private, this means you can go today, go tomorrow, and they will not track it. So you may get the best deal. This is saving you money now. The VPN. So when you're traveling, you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, some of y'all don't even know that airlines and some companies do that. They track you and they see you came back, they go up in price because they see that you're a serious buyer. But if you have something like this put into place, you will be all right. And the antivirus software is amazing too. It blocks all your malware, your viruses before they can affect your devices. You know, I already shared a free trial of their services with myself, and I absolutely love it. I mean, it's literally that good. It is so good that I actually went ahead and purchased it, not just for me, but I'm actually putting my whole family on that account. And I don't have a wife, and I don't have any kids. But I'm telling you, later on in today's video, I'm going to share with you a story of a young man. Then his story was it hurt my feelings. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. So Aura shared their service with me for free, just so I could check it out, because I wanted to make sure that before I present something like this to you all, that I 110% stand behind it and that I actually use it. Because I've been looking for a program, a service that will protect me and my family and my loved ones and my tribe, because I've been a victim. And we are all working hard. We are all putting in hard work. And the last thing that we want to do is put in all this hard work for someone to come in and get the fruit of our labor. And I refuse to have that happen. And so I saw Aura on Good Morning America and all over the place. And I was like, man, what in the world? This is amazing. And then, man, God is good, because I was praying. And then God connected us and it said, Anthony, let's partner together. How can we best serve each other? And so we put this partnership together to where you're going to get 2 free weeks plus 40% off. And I love them so much that I actually already went on ahead and created my own account and paid them for my whole year, because I believe in them that much. Okay. So don't put yourself or your family at risk. I want you to try them out today for 2 weeks and see if your personal identifiable information has been leaked to the dark web. Go to aura.com, aura.com/Anthony. You'll see my smile on there, because like I said, we're partners. Yo, welcome back to the table. It's your boy, Anthony ONeal. And man, I am super excited about today. I'm super excited today because we're talking about identity theft, and we're talking about people's identity being stolen and how we can protect that. And one of the key things before we get back to today's show, one of the main reasons why I want to make sure that you put something like this into place to protect yourself is because the last thing you want to do is be working hard so you can go get a mortgage, so you can go buy your first home or build your first home. And when you get there, you get denied because of something that's on your account that you had no idea on there. Yes. You know, one of the things I told you all this year that we're going to be maximizing the year 2022 when it comes to building wealth and when it comes to really ownership. And one of the key things when it comes to building wealth and ownership is actually being a home owner. And a lot of you all have been asking me, Anthony, what is the best mortgage company out there that can work with me if I don't have any open trade lines, if I don't have any debt, if I don't have any credit cards, if I don't have any credit? And the best company out there in the world that has funded both of my homes, all of my homes, is Church Hill Mortgage. They have officially joined the Anthony ONeal and the Table family, and they have partnered with us to bring you all some amazing deals. But one thing I love about Church Hill is, one, they are a educational, teaching friendly organization. I personally know the COO. I've had the opportunity to work out with him for about 2 to 3 years, and he and I just sat down and said, "Yo, let's work together. Let's build something together where we can help my tribe really get into home ownership." One thing I love about Church Hill is, no, you don't need credit for them. They do all their manual underwriting. They're going to walk you through the whole process with you, and they're going to give you a solid pre-approval, like a certified pre-approval. And I remember when I got my pre-approval to come purchase this home here in the DMV area, man, everyone loved it, because their certified pre-approval just simply means that they have went through all the manual underwriting for the most part up front. So when you give the house that you're trying to purchase this certified pre-approval, it puts you ahead of everyone else, because it's like, yo, listen, this person actually has already been through manual underwriting. He just needs a home, go through the process. We can actually close a lot quicker. And so listen, they have some amazing down payment programs for first-time buyers, and they are quick and they are prompt. And listen, you do not need to have a credit score. I want you to go to anthonyoneal.com/Churchill. Check them out because they will bless you. They will rock with you. And I promise you, you'll thank me later. And I want to see you get into a home. So go to anthonyoneal.com/Churchill and tell them your boy, Anthony O'Neal, sent you. So I remember, man, I was sitting in the office. Back at Ramsey Solutions a few years ago, and I got an interesting text from my bank. It said that $350 was just charged to my home. I mean, not to my home. $350 was just charged to my debit card from Walmart. And I'm sitting there confused. I'm like, yo, around that time, I had just moved into my new home. And I was like, yo, I'm buying a lot of different things. And my interior decorator, I know he was getting some things for me. And I was like, yo, shoot. So I didn't really pay attention to it because I was like, yo, okay, wait, whoa. So when I got out of the meeting, I said, you know what? I'm going to go home. It was a short day at the office that day. So I went home a little bit earlier. Well, when I get home, UPS dropped off about 2 to 3 TVs, and they're sitting on my front door from Walmart. And I was like, wait, what? So my neighbor had told me, man, hey, man, I had saw a car sitting out in front of your house for about an hour and a half. But they never got out the car. They never did anything. And I was like, this is confusing. And so I called Walmart and I was like, hey, you guys, what's going on with these 2 TVs? I don't remember purchasing them. I called my interior decorator first before I called Walmart and asked him, like, yo, did you purchase these TVs? Are these going anywhere? He's like, no, I didn't, but we can use them. I was like, no, I don't want them. I don't need more TVs. I got a lot of TVs around my house. And so he was like, well, let's figure it out. I said, all right, cool. And so I called Walmart, and Walmart goes on to explain to me that, hey, this is the account that it was up underneath, but this is weird. The account name is different from what's on the actual debit card. And the account name is different than the mailing address. And I was like, okay. And they said, sir, we have been getting some notifications around your area in that particular city. It was in Columbia, Tennessee, that there are people buying accounts, buying things, shipping it to the house, going up to the front door, getting it, then leaving. So someone got my debit card somehow in a way from the dark web, ordered TVs, ordered TVs, was sitting outside my freaking house and was about to come up to my freaking front door to get the TVs that they ordered and to go back and sell them. Now listen, I'm a God-fearing man, but that's scary. And as a God-fearing man, I'll never forget, that's right around the time I went out there and I got me some guns to protect me and my home. Some of y'all may not like that. I respect it. But that's scary that we are in a place to where people feel safe. They feel okay. They're bold enough to steal your identity, come to your house. I said, yeah, I got to protect my home. But not even just protect my home, I got to protect my identity. If I had the right identity theft protection in the first place, that whole situation could have been avoided. Because Aura would have sent me a notification letting me know that, hey, your information is over here. You need to be aware of this. And we would have shut down that debit card. We would have shut it down before it even got to the opportunity to be used. There's so many different stories out there, you guys, that are just so alarming. And I really can't stress how much I really, really, really need you all to hear me clearly, to try this. We try so many things. We try new clothes that we know we probably just can't even afford. We try him. We try her. We try relationships that we know we probably should not have even tried. We've tried these things. We tried that. But when is the last time you've actually tried something that could save, that can prevent something negative from happening within your life? You know, my grandmother used to always say, she said, son, it's not a matter of if the storm is coming. It's just a matter of when. And she said, when you know it's coming for sure, you just don't know when, Make sure you have an umbrella. Make sure you have some rain. Make sure you have some rain shoes. Make sure you have a raincoat, son. Do you have an umbrella for your identity? Do you have an umbrella? Do you have something that is surrounding you and protecting you and your kids and your loved ones? Because even your kids need protected too. I put out a notification within my tribe saying, hey man, how many of you all have experienced identity theft? And 56% of you all said that, yeah, I've experienced identity theft at one point in time. One of the stories that really stood out to me was a young man who follows myself, my teachings, and a huge friend, a huge follower, even Dave Ramsey, and he believed of no debt at all. Went to school 100% debt free, graduated, went into welding, and making good money, $75,000. And he said, Anthony, I went in to purchase a car, my first car. He said he was going to put down like 75% and then like finance 25%. And then pay it off within a certain amount of time so he can, eventually get a house one day, right? That's what he said. And I was like, okay. And he said, but when I went in to get this particular car, I was denied. I was like, denied? You're putting down 75%? Like what? While I don't condone financing, I was even shocked when he told me the story. I was like, what do you mean? It was like, yeah, apparently I had, 2 repossessions on my credit report. I had 2 credit cards in default, and I could not do that. I was like, wow. He said, man, I went home and told my mom this, and my mom started crying. She started cursing, and she started apologizing all at the same time. And I was like, Mom, this is not your fault. What's the problem? What happened? What do you mean? And his mom went on to say, like, I'm sorry. She was like, Mom, this is not your fault. You didn't do this. She said, I somewhat did. He was like, what do you mean? She was like, I slept with the man who did this, and we made you. And he said he just paused. His father's name, he is a junior. His father's name is his name. Since he was a kid, his father has been using his information. And when he went on to call his father, he was crying, and his dad didn't even apologize. The dad said, son, I had to do what I had to do to live. You and your mama didn't want me in y'all's life, so I had to do what I had to do to live. And he said, Anthony, if I would have had something like Aura, and I gave him Aura for free when he told me this story, my mom would have been alerted. Could have looked like he was using his name ever since he was like 15, 16 years old. If his mom would have had something like this put into place and had his information at 15, his social security number, his date of birth, all of his information inside of this, she would have been notified like, hey, someone is using your son's information. But she didn't have nothing in place. And it took them close to a year to just get some of this stuff off so he can get into a home. He couldn't even rent, y'all, because he had bad credit. And he didn't even know. He had a fat savings account, but because he didn't believe, because he didn't pull his credit, because he didn't have credit monitoring, because he didn't have his finances being monitored, because he didn't have his debit card being monitored, because he didn't have his social security number, his passport, his driver's license being monitored, even from a young age, he had to stay with his mom an extra year to fight, to dispute, and to get his life back. I want to pose this to you. Are you protecting your kids right now? Are you protecting yourself? As we end today's show, I want to encourage you that, y'all, this is a no-brainer. You and we all need identity theft protection. If you don't have it, I want you to pause this video and go sign up right now. Right now. Go to aura.com/Anthony. It's free. Try it out for free. And if you don't like it, then leave. but I guarantee you, you're going to like it. It is very, very affordable. You're going to get identity theft protection. You can get fraud monitoring. You can get VPN. You can get password management and also antivirus software. Trust me, it is a no-brainer. You know, as I was putting together today's show, this scripture came to mind as we come to a close of today's show. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 16. It says, wise people think before they act. They think about the future. They put into things that will help them today and impact their future. But fools don't. And fools even brag about their own foolishness. Are you a wise person or are you a fool? A wise person will put things in place to protect them and their family. So here's today's affirmation. I am securing a better financial future for myself and my loved ones. I'm gonna say that one more time, and I want you to scream it behind me. I am securing a better financial future for myself and my loved ones. Listen, I told you all in the year 2022, we are maximizing this year. We're going to get out of debt. We're going to build wealth. We're going to build ourselves spiritually and mentally. One of the key things when it comes to building wealth is making sure that you have things in place to protect the wealth that you're building. This is a great idea. Go to aura.com/Anthony. Join me as we protect our future. Try it out. And then come back and let me know what you think about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Yo, it's your boy, Anthony ONeal. Love you all so much. I'll see you on the next show. Peace out.